Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Matt Robinson, the Gregarious Hermit. Today I wanted to talk about changing my personality. And what do I mean by that? Well, in my nature, if you look at my nickname, the Gregarious Hermit, I have gregarious, outgoing, good in groups, and also hermit, which is somebody that likes solitude and being on their own. And I definitely lean more towards that hermit type of personality. I do love my own company. I love doing things on my own. And I generally prefer to be in that mode. So I spend, a lot of time in isolation. But also when I'm with a group of people, I am very outgoing. I'm quite comfortable talking to strangers, and I very often greet people out in the woods on the trail when I'm walking, or even in cities. I'll just say hi to people as I walk past them. So I'm not afraid of groups. Talking to people one on one, I find very easy. So teaching people meditation and helping them find inner peace and happiness is something that I'm pretty good at. Even talking to small groups of people too. I have no problem with that, and larger audiences, no problem whatsoever. If I'm with a larger group in a casual setting, then I very often go a little bit into that hermit mode, and I will sit and listen to people's conversations rather than being the one jumping in and, kind of moving the conversation along. But one thing that I find really difficult is talking to a camera. And I'm sure a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people that do this kind of presenting have all faced this same issue at some point. Talking to a camera is not easy. There's no feedback there whatsoever. When I talk to somebody one on one, I can see if they understand what I'm talking about. I can see if they're following along with the conversation. I can see if they're bored. I can see if they're excited. And any feedback that they give me, I can kind of reciprocate that, smiling at people, showing empathy, compassion. All of that is very natural when you're talking to somebody face to face. When you're talking to a camera, I'm here right now, there's no one else around. And the camera gives you no feedback, no response, none of that, sort of physical information that you need to keep the conversation going. And so I find talking to the camera incredibly difficult. So, one thing I want to do is basically start practicing talking to the camera. So, every day I'm going to sit here and for 10 or 15 minutes, I'm just going to talk to the camera. It's one thing I really need to practice and get better at. One of the things that people have said to me in the past is that I don't look very happy when I'm talking to the camera, or when I'm in my YouTube videos. I don't come across as though I'm very happy, and I think part of that is that the camera again doesn't give you that feedback. It doesn't give you the opportunity to kind of smile and give those emotional responses that you do when you're talking to another human being. A lot of YouTubers you watch are super animated, and they really over exaggerate all of their emotions and excitement and energy. But fundamentally, what I teach is kind of inner peace and happiness. Um, I am probably one of the happiest people that you have ever listened to. And hopefully, if you've had a chance to meet me, you'll realize that I am incredibly happy. But I don't often give like a super outward display of that happiness. Happiness isn't like this, outrageous kind of joy and laughter and excitement. Those are all emotions, but they're not the inner peace and joy that you feel when you're just happy with everything and happy with the world. It's a very internal thing, and it requires no outward expression. So again, talking to the camera, you don't really get the opportunity to deliver that kind of emotion sometimes. So, again, I'm rambling a little bit today. This is the first time that I've literally just sat down with no topic or agenda, but it's something that I really need to get better at. So, as many of you know, I just wrote a new book, and I'm happy to say that I received all of my author copies yesterday. So, I'm very excited about that. So, for this next week, 7 days, I am going to sit down and I'm going to just talk about First of all, I'm going to give an overview of the book and why I think it's important, and probably why I wrote the book in the first place. And then it's kind of a book of threes. So there are three things that I think our mind is doing that fundamentally makes us unhappy. And so I'm going to explain those three concepts that I think is going on with the mind. Then the next three things are all of the fixes, the things that you can do to understand your mind, understand what it's doing, basically experience the concepts I'm talking about and observe them within yourself. Then understanding how to silence the mind, and then how to bring that out into society with you, so that you can experience true happiness and peace with everything that's going on in the world right now and in your own personal life. So many people are really stressed out. So the information I have in the book is really important. And I feel, even though it's kind of against my nature to get out there and speak, and, I prefer my own company, but I believe in the information so strongly that I have to really make an effort to change my personality right now in order to get that message out there and help as many people as possible. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap that up today. Hopefully, that wasn't too terrible. And I'm trying to do these things without any editing. So, you may get some pauses in there and some weird expressions on my face while I'm trying to figure stuff out. But I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about today. And again, this is really awkward. And I'm sure every YouTuber has faced this at some point. Maybe that's why a lot of them have a companion with them, so at least they can get some kind of feedback from that. But to me, this is very alien. And again, I may not appear to be happy, but and for somebody that teaches happiness, that's kind of weird, right? But anyway, I can assure you I am overwhelmingly happy and filled with a sense of joy and peace. But that just may not come through on the camera. But it's something I'm working on, and you guys can bear with me. And like I said, this next 7 days, I'm going to speak every day about a different aspect of the book. And that's kind of a good way for me to kind of get more into this. And then after that, I will kind of pose, I guess, theoretical questions to myself, and, just talk about those live on the camera. All right. So, anyway, that's it. Hopefully, I didn't ramble too much. And thanks for listening. If any of you are still listening, all right. Take care. Bye.